talk load management off the top. Kawhi Leonard not playing back-to-back games already. Mr. Fair Share Games, are you happy with the productivity that we getting from your duo?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. It's December 4th. Like, this is real early in the season. So, like, we got to make sure we preserve ourselves so that we could be at our highest uh potential once the playoffs come around, man. We biding our time. It's a
Now
long season.
I'm confused, Mike, because that attitude to me will be coming from someone that's in the 17th season like LeBron James that will be taking load management this early, not someone that's 28, 29, I believe, years old in Kawhi Leonard. J.O., what's your thoughts on the load management and Kawhi sitting out back-to-back games this year?
I mean, it sucks for the fans. I think it's a proven successful tactic. So I can't hate on it, but I mean, as a fan, of course, I would love Kawhi to play 82 games, but you know, late in the season, I mean, playoffs, I would much rather him be 100% than trying to pad his stats like LeBron and try to win the MVP. So I can respect it.
Now, you brought up MVP, and that's one of my concerns, fellas, is that LeBron James, I'm not going to lie, he is going really hard early on in the season. And we talked about Kawhi, you know, with the load management, just pacing himself. I am kind of concerned that LeBron might burn himself out at this pace by the time we get to the playoffs. Do you fellas foresee that possibly happen with LeBron running out of gas if he's playing at this level for 60, 70 games this year?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Like, I see that as a foregone conclusion if he decides to play that many games this year at this particular rate. That's why, like, I'll look at the Lakers' early record as kind of a facade.
Wow. Wait a minute. Oh, you got to explain yourself. I mean, I know that schedule has not been the hardest, but a facade, really?
Yeah, because they're going so hard this early in the season. By the time they get to the end of the year, they're going to be burnt out, man, especially LeBron. And LeBron is fresh right now due to him missing the playoffs last year, and he hasn't ever done that before. And he, you know, got like a little fresh start right now, but that's gonna come to a screeching halt by the time March, April comes around, man. And also, that's not the only reason that the Lakers' early record is a facade. Another reason is that Anthony Davis is soft, man.
What? Wait.
He's soft.
Did you not see what he just did to Joker the other night? Did you miss that game?
Yeah.
Treated this boy like he didn't belong in the league. Anthony Davis soft?
Yeah, he didn't do that to Montrezl Harrell though. And he's gonna have to see him.
Wow.
In the playoffs.
Wow.
And if the Lakers make it that far, you know, I'm kind of assuming that the Clippers will. And if the Lakers are there, when it's all said and done, they'll have to see the Clippers, and we're gonna take his heart out, man.
Wow.
We're gonna take his heart out. And so that's why I think the Lakers' early season success is a facade, because it doesn't determine the end result.
You know, J.O., you have been doing the show with me for years, since we've started from the first episode. This has probably been one of the most disrespectful statements I've heard here on the Best of Seven. That is ridiculous.
Yes, that was that caught me off guard. I mean, I see where it come from. You know, Anthony Davis has put up big numbers in the playoffs. I think it was maybe only 1 year he was trash in a series or whatnot, but
he still got something to prove. He still got something to prove, but for you to call him soft is ridiculous. I mean, there are talks right now of him being Defensive Player of the Year, and it's early. But see, I don't want the Lakers. I don't want LeBron to really be focusing on MVP. I really don't want AD to be focusing on Defensive Player of the Year. I think that's a problem. I even seen Frank Vogel speaking out saying that he feels like AD is the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think these individual accolades really should be the mindset this early on in the year. I mean, the chemistry is surprisingly good for the Lakers. They coming together. But I don't think that they should be focusing individually on these accolades, at least speaking publicly on them. I mean, of course, you got them in the back of your mind, but just speaking publicly on them, that should not be the main goal.
Now that's a great point. It goes to show, like, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to win the championship, or they just trying to get they rep back up? That's what it seems like to me, because AD missed half of not most of the season last year, either because of injuries or just refusing to play. So we know LeBron was hurt, so it's like they having a redemption tour, which all tours come to an end, which I suspect in the playoffs when they meet up with LA Clippers.
I'm gonna say this, Mike. The Clippers better win the NBA championship this year. They better win, because this load management that Kawhi doing, he's not gonna get a pass. He got a pass last year because Toronto won. If it doesn't work this year, that thing is out the window, because it's so unexplainable to me that this young man is not playing basketball. I mean, what is really the problem with him that he played 19 games with the Spurs, he played X amount of games last year, and now he's back to the same old bag of tricks? Like, what's the problem?
Man, he's thinking about preservation of his body and just being able to put himself in a position to win a championship. You see LeBron, man, he didn't stop playing basketball for like 17 years straight, like 365 days a year.
And still the best player in the world. Still the best player in the world.
But only has 3 championships. Kawhi has 2 already. So, like, what does it matter if he's, quote unquote, the best player in the world? If his body's breaking down and he only has 3 championships, while Kawhi has a healthy body and a healthy lifestyle, and could walk around without limping and stuff for once he hits 45, and have 6 championships or something like that, 5, 6 championships. What does it matter if LeBron was, quote unquote, the best basketball player in the world during those times? Like,
I mean, I think it matters, because you've got to look at the supporting cast. You got to look at the path that those guys took, to get to those championships. Like, Kawhi rode the coattail of Tim Duncan, Ginobili, Tony Parker, and Coach Pop. He did his thing in Toronto. That's a given. But, he got to get it done now with Paul George. I mean, there's no way in the world, to me, you can compare Kawhi's career to LeBron. But let me ask you this. It's a small sample size. At least not yet. I respect that. It's a small sample size, fellas, but who is the best duo? What have you seen out of these two? Who's the best duo so far between AD, LeBron, and Kawhi and Paul George?
To me, LeBron and AD. And I'll also, that's my answer to that question. I also want to say that I agree with you as far as the Clippers better win a championship this year to justify the load management. I wanted to let you know I agree with you on that. And I also wanted to correct my Anthony Davis statement and say that I don't think he's soft. I just think he's too soft for the Clippers.
What?
But I think AD and LeBron are currently the best duo in the league as of today.
What about
you, Jay? They definitely
JR?
have great chemistry.
Well, I think, see, it's just hard to say, because I think George and Leonard, after this load management, would be the best duo, because I have them winning the championship. But as of now, of course, you got to go with AD and LeBron, who are arguably 2 top 5 players. We can have another debate about that another time, about top 5 players, but that may be disrespectful. But you got to say AD. I mean, LeBron lead the league in assists. If I'm not mistaken, AD is either leading the league in blocks or top 2. They both averaging over 25, so they both playing every night. So, shout out to them.
I think the load management for LeBron and company is going to come on the second part of the season versus, what Kawhi and them are doing now. At the end of the day, fellas, early predictions, who do you think is going to end with the best record? I know y'all feel like the Clippers are going to win the championship, but who do you think who's going to have the best regular season record between the Lakers and the Clippers?
Now, this part is critical for LA Lakers. I think they will have the best record. See, the Lakers, the reason why LeBron and AD is playing so hard because they want that 1 seed. Because if you get the 2 or the 3 seed, that means you have to play the Clippers or probably the Houston Rockets in the semifinals.
Right.
So it would be tough to go through James Harden in the Clippers. I mean James Harden in Houston, and then go against LA Clippers. So that's why LeBron is going for the seeding, so he can get a smooth sailing, so he can meet the Clippers. That's why it's important. It's pivotal for them to get a 1 seed. So I got Lakers taking a 1 seed.
Okay. What about you, Mike? What do you think about regular season? Who's going to have the best record at the end of the day between the Lakers and your Clippers?
I'm gonna say the Lakers. I feel like they will end up having a better record than our bench by a couple games. I feel like the Clippers bench is so good that we will make sure that all of our starters are rested by the time the playoffs come, but our bench will get us to most likely second place in the West, but our bench isn't better than the Lakers starters. So yeah, I got the Lakers having a better regular season record than the Clippers.
Now, I think the Lakers do have a shot at having a better record at the end of the season than the Clippers, but I don't think that the Lakers are going to have the 1 seed, J.O., just for the simple fact that I think the load management is going to come at the second half of the season. So I don't think that we're really going to see LeBron force his hand in some of these games at the end. So it could be a couple of games that these guys might lose. So I don't really know if they'll be the 1 seed, but I do think that they still will be seeded higher than the Clippers, but it's looking good, man. I'm really excited for the NBA, man, so far. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk, T7M Radio. We're going to stick in the NBA.